Right then everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we've swapped the tyres round on the Series 3. And if I'm honest with you, I ain't a big fan. However, I want to hear what you guys think and explain why we have. And a bit of motivation to why to keep it going. And also, some new ideas for some different rims and tyres as well. If you have any, please drop it in the comments. So, what we are currently running on it so far is we had some 235 B85 into turbo tyres on some a Defender Puma rims, and now we're running the original series rims which came on this, and some 750 B16, like the heritage style original series wheels and tyres. With I think these tyres did actually come from standard on series. I'm not fully too sure. However, I think they did, and there's a lot which came like this. So, the reason why we did swap out the old Inter Turbo tyres was because they had a bit of strange amount of wear. Some of them on the back were fine, however the front ones had worn really strange. We will insert pictures now. When we get back home, I will take some pictures. But it was really strange. It's either cheap tyres, which obviously Inter Turbos are, or it was the cheap, shitty Rip Part shocks which could have done it. And I definitely won't be getting sponsorship from Brit Part. But yeah, so it's either them two things which we aren't fully too sure just yet. However, we did, well, Dad did at his work put in some extra few washers just to keep the actual shocks a tad bit more tight, and trying to avoid it from happening again with these. I want to, well, more expensive tyres which came with this vehicle when I first bought it in 2024. So that is what's happened, and obviously repainted the rims as well, because it came in an awful rusty silver colour, and we've now painted them in the limestone in Craftsmaster paints, which are lovely paints to paint with, amazing to work with. Painted the whole vehicle so far in Craftsmaster paints, including the roof, the front end in marine blue. Next part to do is the rear tub. So, if any of you have any new ideas on choices of rims or tyres which do look smart, a bit wider, but it's another thing I think even Dad says the same thing, and Dad does quite like these tyres. They do look a bit daft from the front end, but because of the spacers, I think they're 1 inch spacers, I think. I'll just move out of your way.
It don't look daft, Harry.
I don't know, I just think it's one of them things where it's not the best of looking.
She looks well. She looks well.
It looks well, but
when you're driving on the road, it coasts along so much easier.
Yep.
It wants to go rather than being held back.
Yeah.
It was like you were always going into a headwind, you were always on a hill.
Always just
it was
slowing down.
always dragging you down. Between gear changes, you could feel it slowing you down.
Yeah.
Now it just rolls, it just wants to be away.
Yeah, we actually rolled it, I would say about 3/4 of a mile down a hill and up a few hills back home on these tyres, which before was unheard of. But that's what's happened. I know it's not the secondary school lads, 15-year-old, but the tyres which you have lying around on, which are the biggest. I know, that's what it was before. This is what it is now. I'm not the biggest fan. And as again, if anyone else has any other ideas for rims and tyres, I've thought of putting some 1-ton rims and some Army bar tread 900s, which are same on the 1-ton Land Rovers, onto it. If you think that's a daft idea, put in the comments. And also, I do need some help as well, because if we do go with that, it will obviously be noisy, but what like adaptations we actually need to do to the springs, because I have looked and they are lifted some bit, and it's not just from the shocks. I think they might have an extra little bar that hangs off on there.
Fox clip, that's called.
What, sorry, fox clip?
Fox clip.
Fox clip. So,
Using wagons anyway.
is it? So, if anyone does know, please can you get in touch with me at harry.graham.landrover@gmail.com. So I do need some help. I don't really know much about it. I'm going to try and do it.
I personally think it looks absolutely brilliant as it is.
I know, but I just... And also, if you want to put it in the comments as well, it's up to you.
Let's have a vote.
Have a vote in the
Let's have a
comments.
vote. Insta turbos, 1 ton rims with bar grips, or these ones.
And I'll also put a picture in.
Let's have a vote. Come on.
Of different types.
I'm also thinking about fuel economy.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking of that.
No, because you don't pay. That you don't pay, that's why.
Once I have a test, that might change. But yeah. So, let us know what you think. I am needing your help because I am currently feeling a bit...
I'm needing your help even more.
What?
I'm needing your help even more.
Yeah.
Please vote.
I'm feeling a bit run down.
Fuel's gone back up again.
And obviously with this, it made me a bit pissed off, if I'm honest with you. However, you can't really complain when you have this lovely view here. Look at that. Especially with a bit of a sunset looking over from North Yorkshire Moors over to the Yorkshire
What are these lot?
Just absolutely honestly lovely. You can't beat it living around here. So, that is that. Yeah, again, I know I'm saying that a lot, but please, I really am needing your help this time. If you have any other ideas or suggestions or experience, please do get in touch. The Insta Turbos will not be going back on because they are obviously near enough wrecks. One of them even had like less than 500 miles left on it. It was wearing that fast and that strange. It was near enough like a tractor tyre, and obviously the actual grip on them is a bit like a tractor tyre, but it was like with a big bumps in between. It was honestly, it was awful. It was loud as hell, and we have also switched them over as we're going over to Butte fairly soonish, in a few weeks' time, if not days' time. Can't even remember. So that is how come we have switched them over.
We have since found a hell of a lot more rattles and bangs since putting these tyres on, because we can now hear them.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear them before.
Insta Turbos was awful. It was loud. It was a pain in my ass, really. But so this is what we've done. I do need your help massively, and anyone with any experience or ideas is gratefully appreciated. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one, which will hopefully be a tour around the Ford FW30 seen in the previous video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.